my name is Molly Lagaki.
And I'm Spencer Porton, and this is the 5th edition of the Bronx Stampede.
The SHS musical is less than a week away. The Bronx Stampede brings you this exclusive preview of Grease.
One of the most loved teen drama musicals is back. Grease is a fun-filled musical that we as high schoolers can relate to.
Grease is timeless. It's really relatable to everyone here. I mean, I feel like a lot of the issues that are talked about in this musical are things we've all been through throughout high school. Well, this musical is about this girl who moves to a new school, and she finds out that this guy that she had a crush on, or they liked each other over the summer, happens to be there too, and it's kind of about her struggle of fitting in.
Hey, Rizzo, over here! Hey, where's all the guys? Those slobs, you think they spent a dime on their lunch?
Grease will be playing Wednesday, March 5th through Saturday, March 8th at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday, March 9th at 2 p.m. Tickets are now on sale at SHS office, $7 in advance and $8 at the door. Have fun supporting your classmates.
Gee, wasn't that just swell?
Sure was nifty.
Up next, we have a story about the basketball games recently played against SHS arch-enemies, the Gillette Camels.
Michaela Metcalf and Cameron Eckerd have the story of the most exciting games of the year.
When the Gillette Camels come to town to face the Sheridan Bronx, it's no ordinary Friday night in the Sheridan High School Gymnasium.
Both teams have had much success this season, so their fan base is quite committed and tends to get a little loud.
We interviewed some of the basketball players who took on these dreaded rivals on their home court.
What makes the Gillette game different than the other conference games?
Well, the Gillette game was different because, well, it was our last home game in this gym, which is kind of sentimental with a whole bunch of the guys. It was for first place, and being the last home game, it was against our rivals too, so it was kind of a big deal.
What do you feel happened in your game against Gillette that made it not go your way at the end?
I just think that they're the team that made the least amount of mistakes. We're a pretty evenly matched team, and it just can go either way.
What is your team doing to recover from your loss?
Just working harder, I guess. Losing a game like that shows us that we have stuff that we need to work on and stuff that we can get better at, and I guess that's just motivation for us to keep on going.
What makes the Gillette game different than the other conference games?
They're a big rivalry, and they're number one in our conference, so we figured to get that win we'd be tied for first place with them. We just kind of lost focus and started just throwing up shots, so weren't good shots.
Okay. What is your team doing to recover from your loss?
Right now we're working on a half-court offense to just kind of move the ball around and play better as a team.
Okay. What are your expectations for regionals and state?
Our regional goal for the year was to be conference champs, and then just see where it goes from state.
Even though the guys didn't prevail, they will meet again on the 28th of February in Gillette to try to redeem themselves.
Now as for the girls' team, and I don't mean to step on any Gillette players' toes, they swept the floor with the Lady Camels. Some of the Lady Bronx offered their insight for that game and the rest of their season. How do you feel about your team's progress so far this year?
We're number one in the state, so that's pretty good, and I just hope we can keep up the success and keep going strong.
I feel really excited and confident about our team's success this season. We're 15-1 so far, so we're doing really well, and just looking forward to keeping up the good work, I guess.
Now, what do you believe is the biggest contributor to your success this season?
We show genuine love for each other, and that's probably why we succeed. We have a really deep bench. We have a lot of players that can go in for the starting five.
I think our success comes from our depth on our team. We have a lot of girls that play JV and varsity, and I think they contribute coming off the bench, scoring as much as our starters do, passing, everything. Our work ethic is all about the same.
How is playing Gillette different from other games?
Gillette's like our biggest rival. They always have been, so every time we step on the court with them, it's intense.
Gillette always goes super hard, and they trap the whole game.
We are school rivals in every sport, and it's just always a lot more energy in the gym and a lot more energy among the players and the fans and the noise in the gym, and it's just a lot more exciting.
It was awesome. You know, the small town rivalry thing is something I grew up with as well in Thermopolis, and so I know beating Gillette was an important thing for the staff and students and community here in Sheridan, and I couldn't be prouder of our student section. They were out there in full force. It was, you know, rock and roll night. They were dressed up, and that was awesome. It was a great atmosphere. I thought both the boys and girls games were awesome, and our guys played their hearts out as well.
How is coaching against Gillette different than coaching against other teams in the state?
You know, actually, I don't know that it's much different. Every game is a game that you got to show up for. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I got to prepare and do the best that I can to make sure my team's prepared. But it's actually a little bit easier sometimes because the girls are already so motivated themselves to come out and defend our house and play against Gillette. So there's really not a lot on those nights. It's almost kind of pulling the reins in, like take a deep breath, because they get themselves so fired up and worked up that it's a huge game every time.
Thanks, guys.
Court warming, like homecoming, is a time for students to show their school spirit and get a little crazy.
Jay Stalin and Titus Brown show us some of the scenes from Court Warming Week.
Dress Up Week, day one!
I had some other stuff to do at home and I was in a rush. I fell down the stairs. Oh man!
You got scooped out? Yeah.
I ate a rainbow and my head exploded.
Day two!
I'm Dr. Leonard Hofstadter from Big Bang Theory on CBS.
Raphael from Ninja Turtles.
I'm Walter White.
Nothing. I didn't dress up.
Oh. Oh.
Day three!
Nice purple shirt. Mi amigo aquí es. Parece muy bueno.
Muy baño.
You need what?
This is all we need right here.
Day four!
Well, most of it came from Mr. Don Julian's closet, so there's that for you.
I found mine in a dumpster on the Crow Reservation. Which thrift shop did you get this from?
So, on a scale of 7 to 12, how much school spirit do you have?
A solid 11.75.
If you had to graph your school spirit, would it be a linear graph, an exponential graph, or a hyperbolic graph?
Probably a linear graph. I'm really not that school spirited.
Everybody, James Timberlake, most school spirit.
Thank you for that interesting piece.
Yes, it does appear somebody hit the caffeine shots a little hard. Up next, we take a look at the exciting indoor track season.
One of the many winter sports SHS provides is indoor track. We spoke with a couple members about their season.
Well, I really like indoor track because so many of the kids get to know other kids in the school because we have athletes from all activities that join indoor track. So we have athletes that don't normally participate on the same team with other kids. It's a big team. We have 92 athletes, and it gives everyone a chance to participate, get in great shape. I like that our kids work well together. They're competitive, but they're also cooperative. We have a really big premier meet coming up, and that's the Simplot Games in Pocatello, Idaho. And they bring in usually 2 or 3 of the top 10 athletes in each event in the country. And so our athletes get a chance to participate against them and other teams in the region.
I run the 60, the 200, and I jump long jump. Well, I guess in long jump I'm ranked like 9th in the state, so I guess okay, kind of.
My favorite, though, is the 55 hurdles, and right now I'm ranked in the top 10 in the state, so that's good. The 60-meter hurdles, I'm ranked 6th, but we're still working on that, and it's getting better every week, so I'm excited about that. I think there's a lot of good athletes that run indoor track that have the potential to be good leaders. We're really coming together as a group, and I think We have some good senior leadership going on, Ethan and myself.
Shot put's going really well right now. You know, it's really difficult indoors trying to throw, you know, moving everything for the cafeteria, and but we're all learning, we're all getting a lot better, and really we're all having fun right now.
Are your Tuesday nights boring? Do you find yourself sitting at home alone doing homework and crying yourself to sleep? Well, grab a friend and head down to the Living Room Coffee House for Java Jazz Jam. James Neild has the story.
Java Jazz Jam, a place where coffee drinkers and music lovers, young and old, can socialize at the Living Room Coffee House, 7 to 9 every Tuesday to get your fill of local talent.
3 years ago we started a Java Moon, and the idea was to have students and adults play music together. Students can teach the adults, adults can teach the students.
It's a once a week thing that we get to just jam out, and it doesn't matter if you're beginning or just starting or if you're experienced. It's just a way to test your abilities and to practice new things.
We've got lattes, espressos, sweet tea, whatever you think you can whip up, we'll try to whip it up for you.
We moved over here to the living room probably last fall when they opened it up or into the summer, and we thought it would be a good venue over here, and then they had to close for financial reasons, but we got permission to use it Tuesday nights, and so we're here just one night a week. People like to play, but you don't ever know who they are or where they are.
Having been Cummings for the last over a year, it's just to see the kids progress.
For me, music is a way to express myself. It's a way to, I don't know, it's just a way to relax, a way to vent all my stresses that I've been through the week through a positive way.
Again, every Tuesday, 7 to 9, the Living Room Coffee House. A jolt of local jazz talent and a place to visit with your friends, get some coffee, and escape the cold.
Mrs. Wheeler,
aka D Wheels,
and
the Durlinator,
has been the principal of SHS for 17 years.
This Bronx Stampede teacher feature is focused on our very own bird-loving Mrs. Wheeler.
I've done a lot of cool things. This is my 14th year as principal and 17th year as an administrator in this building. And so just trying to find the time to do the kind of job that I want to do every day, I would say that's the hardest part of the job. Never in my wildest dreams would I have ever thought I would be a high school principal. I was scared to death of my high school principal. Because my parents were both teachers, I decided, no, I'm going to go into education. I'm going to really miss the kids, and I'm really going to miss my staff. It's just great to be around teenagers every day. They're energetic, they're full of life, they're excited, they're passionate. The best prank was the year that I go to my office and I open the door and the entire office from the ceiling to the floor is filled with balloons. And I got to tell you, that was funny. Relationships that you form with your students and your teachers, they're important in your life and they help shape my life.
Well, I've worked with Mrs. Wheeler since she came to Sheridan, and I believe that's maybe 17 years ago.
Miss Wheeler and I have been working together at Sheridan High School for about 3.5, 4 years.
I've worked with her for, what is this, going on my 7th, this is my 7th year.
Everything that Mrs. Wheeler does in this school is for the benefit of the students.
She has really high expectations for you as a student and also for you as a teacher.
Her focus has been what's best for students.
I'll miss her energy. She has lots of positive energy, so I'll miss that part of her and, you know, the energy that she gives to not only the staff but also the students.
What we're going to miss is fundamentally her commitment to excellence.
One of the things I'll miss about Mrs. Wheeler is her professionalism.
You know, I'd love to be the Indiana Jones. My friends in the high school call me Ducky. I tried lots of different things. So I was a varsity volleyball player for 3 years. I was in the high school musical for 2 years, and I had the lead, one of the leads when I was a senior. Cheerleading for 3 years. In band, I was a percussionist. When I put my mind to something, I am going to try to do it to the very best of my ability and really go for it. So I was always kind of on the edge type of kid. Well, I have tons of hobbies, as you can probably see from looking around this office. I've always been really interested in art, even as a young kid, but my parents were fairly academically focused, and so they really just said, you're not going to take any art classes. I had the opportunity at the very end of my college career to actually take some art classes, and by that time my parents didn't really have that choice. It was my choice. I love to wood carve. If you went into my pickup truck, you would see that there would be wood chips all over the floor, because I carve. When my husband drives, we go anywhere, I wood carve in the car. I've got a long bucket list. I'm going to plan to do a lot of traveling. I want to become a world-class wood carver. I want to do a lot of painting, maybe some writing, and become a lot healthier and become more spiritual. I'm really proud of the students in this high school and the staff, and I really truly believe it's one of the top high schools in the nation. And I think there's lots of things, good things that will happen to the students and the staff of this high school.
Mrs. Wheeler, I just have this to say to you. Stop eating apples.
People do not realize this, but I'm a time traveler. So students need to beware, because I could be there at any second.
And finally, we have a piece about SHS students and their cars.
Well, I have a 92 Honda Civic hatchback, and it has a B18 B1 swap, which is non-VTEC. It's got a Garrett GT28 turbo. Right now it's only on 6 pounds. There's about 320 at the wheels, but it's tuned for 8, which is 350 at the wheels.
It's just a car. Everything. It's my woman. It's my babe.
What do you have done to it?
Everything.
Like what? Name something you've done to it.
Oh, I replaced the oil. It got really greasy.
I drive a Subaru Forester.
What all have you done anything to it, like performance-wise?
Just ordered a new turbo and a blow-off valve for it.
And what would you say your car means to you?
My car means a lot. I bought it by myself and made payments for it and stuff, so it means everything, I guess.
Well, it's my mode of transportation. I have been in about 4.5 car accidents.
Thank you for joining us for the 5th edition of the Bronx Stampede.
I'm Spencer Porton.
I'm Molly Legacki, and you're not. Stay classy, Sheridan.
Seriously? Who wrote that? Guys, come on, really?